Alright, let's get started. We have a market overview today. Let's see today. Let's start with the currency market and gradually move on to other instruments. So, dollar Canadian. Colleagues, today I made a prediction in my Telegram, in Instagram, that the dollar Canadian has a huge downside potential. As always, I start with a higher time frame and a higher time frame. I'm going to go to the lower time frame and so on. The daily chart, we have a pretty interesting structure forming here now. This is an impulse, the first wave, which consists of 5 waves. After a long consolidation in this triangle, the price broke through the triangle. And as you can see, there was such a growth. And it was the third impulse wave. Pay attention that triangles in the market also do not work 100%. But in most cases, after the breakdown of the triangle, the price goes in the direction where the breakdown was. That is, I always show you live examples on history and in real current time. That is, triangles are a very interesting pattern for trading. So here we have the formation of the first, second, and then the third wave of momentum. And then we had such a consolidation. I expected, of course, that this consolidation, most likely, the 4 will end here, and the 5 will follow. But in the near future, we can see that we were not able to break through this buying zone, and we broke through the selling zone today. This suggests that most likely, the dollar Canadian may move to a deeper correction within the 4th wave. More often than not, this is the structure of such markets. 1, 2, 3, 4 tests, approximately the maximum of the first wave, to approximately this level, and then there will be a continuation of the 5th wave. So, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 wave. That's why now today, the daily time frame says that the dollar Canadian is likely to go to a deeper correction. It's going to be a 4th wave. So, the downside potential we usually calculate to the maximum of the first wave. So we can go down about 100, 200, 300 pips, and then continue the impulse. We will have the 5th wave. Next, we have the 4-hour time frame on the dollar Canadian. Here, we had a 5-wave pattern. You can see it on Instagram, on Telegram. I did a post today. It shows that here, we have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, then the 5th. Then comes the consolidation. We had this protracted long, by the way. We had this on December 17th, imagine. Here we are on December 17th. And today is January 7th. We've been in this consolidation for almost 3 weeks. Honestly, I like consolidation when it is. The more time we have consolidation. That is this period of time, this piece of the chart. You could say it's all called consolidation. Usually after consolidation, there's a breakout either upwards, continuation of the trend, or down. And at this point it could be an ABC correction. So the dollar Canadian was a good entry point on the breakout on the sell side. And in the near term, we could be heading for an ABC correction after the uptrend. And after that, we'll complete the 4th wave on the daily time frame. All waves are interconnected. So this whole 5-wave pattern up, it's all a 3rd wave on the daily time frame. I wrote today about how the older time frame, 1 wave, on the lower time frame, it's a 5-wave pattern. And after this ABC correction, this will be correction 4 on done. May start then the continuation of the 5th wave. Therefore, colleagues, the dollar Canadian, while we keep selling while $360 of profit, but in principle there is a breakdown. And these are the first signals that the market may start to fall. The next instrument, guys, is the euro dollar. We have the market structure on the euro dollar now. Look at the beautiful wave pattern. Notice that each impulse consists of 5 waves, and we have here the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. This is an impulse. Then we have the 2nd correction. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 3rd. Then the 4th within a triangle. Triangles, as I showed you on the Canadian dollar, most often act as corrective waves. Then the breakdown of this triangle. That's it. In principle, this downtrend is likely to end here. That's why yesterday we and traders started to buy euro-dollar from the closed channel. I think, in the near future, the price may go to the levels of 61.8, or 50%, or 38.2. That is the first target, of 61.8. It's already about 200 pips can be earned. The next one is 300 pips. Further on, it's already 400, 500 pips. Therefore, the euro-dollar, I think, now in the near future, will already move into the correction stages. ABC correction. And we've already bought and got out of selling. So it's basically over here. So it's an impulse. It's an ABC correction. And maybe this one too will be on the weekly charts. Because, again, all charts are interconnected. Mondays, it's going to be the first wave. It's going to be the second wave. Alright, next up guys, 4-hour time frame. We had such a medium-term forecast on H4. And it has already worked itself out, literally, within a day. That is in principle. Everyone who was trained by me, I always taught my wave makers to work out ABC correction, and in principle, here, we had Model 1, Model 2, Model 3, Model 4, Model 5. That is a 5-wave downward pattern. Further here, we had a channel breakdown. We usually buy here, we put a stop here and take a take here, or take a take here. But with a risk on the trade, with a shadow like this, of course there may have been an unfavorable deal, but in general, it worked out very quickly. I mean, it literally grew yesterday, but we worked out this pattern on H4. Perhaps on the daily time frame, the markets will go even higher. Therefore, here again waves down, further ABC correction, further a new first-second wave will be formed again, either up or down again, and we will have to keep an eye on it. That's why I guys keep buying, and the euro, I think, in the near future can start to rise. And I'm basing it on the daily time frame here, that we had an impulse, and there's going to be an ABC correction, and I'm waiting for it on a higher time frame. Okay, colleagues, let's move on. Next instrument, we have gold. There are a lot of guys in gold. I have Elder in my direct message, how to trade gold. Here's what I can tell you about gold. Yes, we had a 5-wave pattern up, then we got a sideways pattern. We have 2 highs, we have lows, and as long as the price will be in this sidewall, it could be a month, 2, 3 months. We can start consolidating here, because we would like to catch such a trend movement more often. But the price is also in consolidation. But we can also make money on it. That is, there are 2 options here. It can be a rebound from this lower boundary. Here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. And then we can bounce back to this upper boundary. That's a potential upside of about 600 points. Yes, 4 digit C. So, there's a lot of money to be made. The second option is that we can still say that it was an impulse. It was an ABC correction. And we will go to break this level. If this level is broken, I think the price will go 500, 800 pips lower. Yes, to the first targets of the Fibonacci lines. And it will be ABC correction, which we are all waiting for now. So the market now can be considered as from 2 scenarios. Yes, and on the second scenario I would, let's say, work like this. That is, this is an impulse. This is ABC correction. Then I need to wait for the breakdown of this channel. And from here, I would start selling. I would put a stop here, sell, and somewhere here I would set targets 1 to 2, 1 to 3. And if the level is broken, and it is likely to be broken, then we go down. Now, at the moment I don't see a breakdown down. I see only some candles that are testing the level for the 4th time again. And maybe we will go up after all. I would not want to miss this movement either. Sometimes in wave analysis we need to a 2-pronged perspective. Yeah, I mean, some traders, yes, can see both up and down, but you have to realize where you're going to exit the market before you enter the market. Yeah, that's the most important thing. And where to sell and buy in the second scenario is very important. There are times when the market looks one way. That's how I've shown you the euro-dollar right now. That is, the euro is trading only on a buy, on an abs correction. There are no second scenarios here. Everything is clear in principle here. But in gold today, we have a situation with 2 scenarios, and it happens often in the market, and you need to learn how to trade with 2 scenarios, because with 1 scenario, you will never make money, because second scenarios can and do work. That's what we're here for, to catch the second scenario. Here's the second scenario. Yes, And we have the first scenario on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see. So we have here, again, the first scenario here is a bounce off this lower boundary. If the trend holds on this trend line, then we can continue to grow. Yes, that is. And basically it will all go sideways. Yes, from the lower boundary upwards. But the most important is now this trend line. That is, from it, I can already see the price respect it. Yesterday, remember? Yes, there was a downward movement. It was probably a knockout of stops. And here, we just had a bounce from this lower boundary. Here, and here, yes. They were bounces. And in principle, if this trend line is broken, we can safely sell. And the target will be an impulse correction. And then the next impulse, the third wave. As long as the price is above this trend line, I will expect perhaps a continuation upwards. And we may even reach this channel border, eh? And this will be the workout of the sideways trend. So colleagues, take a screenshot or memorize here. What you have above the trend line is buying. What you have below the trend line is selling. That's it. I don't see any other variants of events here. I clearly understand that here the bulls are buying. Here the bears are selling. Even if I have now, let's say, $120 price, in the near future, it may go down to here. Here I'll have a minus 500 or so. I'll close that loss, but rather close this loss than sit in a drawdown on this impulse. So colleagues, always put stops, always control your risk. Because if you don't control your risk, trading will be nervous. Why do we get nervous? Because you don't control your risk. You have half of your deposits in drawdown in one trade, and of course you will be nervous. And it can also affect your health if you are already 40 years old. So here, I always respect the risk, and the maximum that I am ready to lose here is minus $500. But then I can earn 3,000, 5,000, let's say, on this impulse. Well, I will have to lose, and there is no way without losses, guys. This is the market. There will be losing trades. There will be a lot of them in periods. Periods are different. There are periods when the whole month passes without almost any losses. It's a good trend month. That's why I keep buying on gold for now. I will sell only when this trend line is broken. I think this trading plan is just for us for the whole week, and we will be able to trade on this trading plan for the whole week. That is, a trader always builds a trading plan before he starts trading. I'm even on vacation, but I spend 2-3 hours to build a trading plan. Entry points, orders, placement to. Basically, then I can already be free. First I analyze an hour or two. Then I can be free and rest. And there is no point in sitting at charts all day, because I have already realized it for myself. It affects our psychological state when we look at charts too often. Guys, it's a fact. It's when you're looking every 5 minutes throughout the day, worrying. If you are worried in the market, you will lose money here. Remember this rule. If you have any worries, then make a rest. And you must remove these worries from yourself. That is, you will not be able to earn money here with worries. That is only comfort. Only comfort to be as comfortable as possible. So, let's move on. The next instrument we have is Bitcoin. On Bitcoin, we have a daily time frame. Here, remember, we had the completion of the 5th wave. I expected an ABC correction down here, but 2-3 weeks have already passed, and we have already formed such a level here, which prevents us from going lower on our ABC correction. Accordingly, you also need to be able to adapt to the market, because markets change. Levels change. That is absolutely every day. The market can draw something new for us, and by this drawing, we will understand what has changed. At the moment, I see a level at the bottom and a level at the top. That is the sideways structure. Again, we had this consolidation here somewhere 2-3 weeks. Then today, we had a breakout. Look, the daily candle broke through this consolidation. Consolidated because of this consolidation. And that's what I would take here. We may be buying the 5th wave break, the continuation of growth there, or a false breakdown, a return here, and from here we will have to sell again. This could be an ABC retracement pattern. That is ABC. Correction can be. Therefore, now in general Bitcoin is such a manipulative instrument, it may not succumb to wave analysis and go to overhang if there are a lot of sellers. So I will be ready to work it in two directions, both buying and selling. Obligatorily, here above this level, I work on purchases. I've already realized that for myself. Below the level, I will work on the decline. That is, there are bulls above the level, bears below the level of selling, and if we go down, it will be ABC correction. If we go up, it will be some kind of a continuation of the trend upwards. So guys, I'm still buying $300 profit on Bitcoin. On the 4-hour time frame, we had a 5-wave pattern here. Then we had the ABC correction. And this upward movement looks like a first wave momentum movement. I don't see a second wave yet. It's hard for me to build an analysis right now. As long as there is no beginning of trend 1-2, it is very difficult for me to analyze. Therefore, we will not draw anything until our pattern is clearly formed. Okay guys, next instrument, oil. At the beginning of this year, we bought oil from a closed channel with subscribers, and now we have such a profit. On oil we have, remember, it's all a triangle, a long triangle for 3 months. We had October, November, December, and January. Here in January, it was only in early January that we got out of that triangle. Again, the more consolidation there is, the stronger the breakout impulse will be. The breakout was up, so I bought oil and I'm working for continued upside, and I think everyone is holding oil right now. 2. The longer the consolidation, the stronger the momentum, so I think we may reach even oil soon. Higher values may go upward trend at all. So for oil, we have a breakdown of the triangle, buy on the daily time frame, and possibly the development of a new uptrend situation. Next is the 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame here, we can distinguish this structure as an impulse, this structure as a correction. This is an impulse. Next we will have a correction. Next we will have the next impulse. Let's label the waves. So we have this first, this is the second, this is the third. Next, either the continuation of the third, or there will be a fourth. But I will most likely wait for my targets. So for now, we are in this structure. The first, the second, the third will be 4 and 5. On the 5th one, I will take my money, because after the 5th wave we have abs correction. When all traders are waiting for more growth, yes, and the most inopportune moment starts, it is ABC correction. But we need to make money on it too. So now, on the 4-hour time frame, I see 1, 2, 3, yes. So there is already the beginning of the trend. There is the middle of the trend. We wait for 4, 5, and on the 5th, we take our money. Here, I think, everything is very simple. Trading on oil. Okay, next guys, coffee. We have coffee here in its sell structure. Remember, yes, I gave a sell trade back last year. Here we have the formation of first, second, third, fourth. Further, this model we are waiting for the continuation of the 5th wave. Yes, that is the first, second, third, fourth. But I will say this, of course, the market could be better for coffee, because it is absolutely not a trending market. I see this kind of consolidation here. There is a triangle on H4. Therefore, most likely, it will be possible to put a stop here to minimize the loss. And wait for the 5th wave, which will be lower than the 3rd one. And we reach the target of 161.8 on Fibonacci. It happens in the market. Not always you enter the market. You wait for the impulse, and the market turns into a non-trending market. It happens too. You cannot predict it, but you can trade and minimize losses by moving stops behind the 4 in case of reversal structures. So coffee guys, I'm holding sales waiting for the 5th wave. The 5th wave, I think, will be longer than the 3rd and 1st waves. If the 3rd wave and the 1st wave are the same size, it suggests that the 5th wave may be the longest howl. So I'm gonna wait for the 5. Alright guys, the last tool we have today is sugaring. On sugar yesterday I gave you a forecast on Instagram and Telegram, gave you such a short stop loss, gave you such a short stop, showed you, here was the entry point, here was the profit. I have a sugar deal in the works. I'm not saying it's some 100% deal, on the contrary. There is a probability of somewhere. Probably 40%, 30%. The shorter the stop, the lower our probability that this trade will or will not work out. The percentage here is as high as possible that we can get a stop, but with a 1 in 10 trade, we can cover our 10 stops and at least try to take a risk once. I practice this sometimes. Here we still have the pattern of first, second, third, fourth wave. As long as the fourth wave is smaller than the third wave, I'm still keeping this uptrend here for me. And this is still our last hope that the fifth wave will go up. If this short stop is knocked out, then most likely we will probably go down and move into some new downward movement. But again here, let's say in a market like this, if we have some experienced wave makers here, try to find the first and second wave here. For me here, absolutely, I see it looks like a correction, because 1, 2 for me is hard to find here. So sugar, holding buy. The stop is short. Guys, also control the risks. If this trade goes in 1 in 10, that's great. Now, stop loss. I've got $375. Stop loss should not upset you either, because there is a big probability here. Against this kind of downward movement, we're trying to go bullish against the whole crowd that's holding selling. But understanding that this is an impulse, this is a correction. The correction is still less than the impulse. Then we still have some small hope that the market can still go up here. And I have some hope that the market will be able to go up after all. That's why I'm still buying sugar. So, colleagues, I would like to remind everyone that we literally have 2 days left. New Year's 50% discount on all wave analysis tariffs. Who wants to, who has not yet entered, has not joined the closed group, you can take a discount. Choose a tariff. Now, the most favorable tariff is an annual tariff or a lifetime plan. Look, a trader who now buys an annual tariff for $500, he trades for a whole year at any time. $500 total. I think that's a bargain price at all. The lifetime plan will cost a little bit more, but it's for you for life, for all of your trading, as long as I'm blogging on Instagram. So I will basically be doing LEO trading in parallel. So connect. Come in, the 50% discount is valid for 3 more days. You can make it till January 10, and you will not need to think about any monthly payments, which are absolutely unprofitable for you. It is more profitable for you, I think, to take an annual tariff, and with your even small account, try to earn something for a year. So I include comments, you can ask questions about subscription, you can write to me in Telegram. In direct, I'll tell you the tariffs. Also, guys, if there are newbies, I can send you a free book on wave analysis. Also write to me in direct or in Telegram. I will send you the book for introductory purposes. Okay, there are comments I've included. You can ask questions on Instagram. You can only watch on Telegram. Okay, thank you. Okay, $Frank in paid subscription. Gold, guys, we're bullish on gold. 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 Bulls and buying. There's gonna be selling from here. So stay tuned. Gold can change its scripts as the market moves. That is Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, $Frank, we're in the pay channel. Okay, gold. Guys, gold. Take a screenshot and understand where you're going to sell, where you're going to buy. It's like this. Here's a trading plan just for trading this week in gold. In free. No subscription on gold. Don't consider a triangle. On gold, you can consider a triangle. But again, look, triangles are usually, let's say on H4, I see rising highs here. A triangle is drawn when there are 2 falling highs. That is, it is pulled down from here, and a triangle can be drawn from here. But it can be a daily time frame, which is more suitable for this. For me, it's more of a zigzag correction or a sideways correction. It shows me everything. If the price goes up from the current level, we may break this upper boundary. It may be a triangle if we pull from above. So on Friday non-farm, close or leave the trades, Watch for the wave analysis update. I will tell you how to trade on the news. Do you trade on the news? No, I try not to enter the market right on the news, but I hold positions. Can you tell me, please? Where will the pound dollar go? I don't know, Valeria. I'm British. I don't trade. It's my least favorite instrument at all. It gives a lot of losses. It is, you know, for the nervous, if very uncomfortable trading I have on British currencies. That's why I rarely trade it. Very rarely. So, gold triangle on done. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. How? Look guys, to draw a triangle, you need 2 falling highs. Here, I don't see any nearby. 2 falling highs. Yeah, beginners can draw a triangle like this, in a structure like this. 2 lows, 2 highs, but the nearest high here forms a sideways pattern. So for me, the sideways zone remains my priority, because if at least this high was lower, I would draw a triangle in this structure from here. But I don't like to draw triangles like that. I mean, I take the nearest maximum and minimum, and draw triangles without pulling through half of the chart to draw a triangle. So what deposit do you recommend? I recommend a comfortable deposit, so that it was not the last money. Yes, and you could comfortably trade on this deposit. Well, at least start there from $500. At least from $500. We can do 100. 100 is for acceleration, but you can lose it. Wow, you can raise 500. That's interesting too. No, there's no tuition discount, guys. There's no tuition discount. We've doubled our tuition this year, by the way. So, I don't give tuition discounts, because tuition takes a lot of energy, and I will value my time. What platform do you trade on? MT4. Info. What deposit do you recommend to start? Comfortable deposit. So, Swissy trades, dollar, franc trades? Yes, dollar, franc trades. So, what about the false breakdown in the triangle? If it's undone, triangle false breakdown. Well, there are false breakdowns. Well, what do you want? You wanted to work all triangles without false breakdowns. There are times when there can be false breakdowns. The main thing is to understand where you will put the stop, and how you will behave at this false breakdown. After all, it is the quality that is evaluated. What kind of trader you are, how you behave in such situations. The main thing is to understand clearly the plan, what you will do in this or that situation. What do you think about the company's trials? Is it worth working with them? If you don't have money, you can try auditions and gain experience. In any case, you are developing when you trade. You are developing, plus you are auditioning, thinking, making trades. Either way, it will benefit trading, even on auditions. Silver, in the paid channel. Gold, longs, shorts. It happens. It happens. Yeah. Guys, there are 2 scenarios. This is the market. Name your top favorite instruments, please. My least favorite instruments are pound dollar. The British currency is the pound dollar. Everything else, in principle, trades normally. I do not like to trade some euro franc or franc yen pairs, for example. I take as a basis currency pairs that are tied to the dollar. They are, in principle, better for me to trade them. Dollar yen, dollar Canadian, Australian dollar, or all the currencies that are pegged to the dollar. But these franc yen, Canada yen, I don't trade that. Okay, share the book, please. Guys, you can email me a book. I will drop you a book in direct or telegram. I will send you a book. So, how interesting. Questions about gas are just ignored. I'm not trading gas right now, guys. I can't say anything about gas. No open positions. So, the pound almost completely copied the euro structure on H4. It happens. It happens. They often go the same way. Okay, yeah. Bitcoin long. Still longer, yay. We have a Bitcoin position in Bitcoin. We're trying to buy for now. We're trying to buy, yes, on the breakout. But we have to be careful that, there's no structure like this. Yeah, that's where I would start selling from. I'd start selling from here. Anything above that is a buy. I mean, a breakdown of the trend line, a breakdown of the level down, that would be selling. Anything above, that would be buying. And Bitcoin can change the scenario now, but yes, we have to wait for that momentum, and unfortunately,